Hello everyone, welcome back to more 14 Minesweeper Variants. Today is the day we're going to try variant number 14. I guess if you count vanilla as the 0th variant, this one comes out as the 14th. I don't even remember reading the thing that said what balance was going to be. I probably did at the end of the last video, but that was a while ago for me. The number of mines in each row and column is the same. So if we look at an example, it points out, it's a 5x5 grid with 10 mines, so we can say that in each row and each column there will be exactly 2 mines. So it feels a little bit like Star Battle, but there isn't, well, A, there aren't like regions, and B, you're allowed to put stars next to each other. But other than that, it's exactly Star Battle. Okay, this 3 and this 1 are just like ordinary Minesweeper stuff. But now we can say this column is finished. This 3 accounts for the 2 mines in this column, so that can't be a mine. This isn't a mine because there's already 2 in the column, 1 here and 1 of these 2. That gives us this 2. This 3 needs a bunch of mines. Also, this column needed mines. There's 1 mine in this row and another one touching this 2, so that's not a mine. Really, a 5. That seems important. That means there's a mine in one of these 2 spaces and 1 here, therefore none here. I thought that would unlock information, so I don't think there's room for enough. How do you solve from here? I thought I would need more information. So there's 1 in this column, 2 in this column, and 1 in this column remaining. But that knowledge doesn't seem to help very much. Maybe, okay, let's look at rows. Yes, that's what I'm supposed to do. There's 2 in this row, which means there's only 2 mines left in the puzzle. 1 in this row and 1 in this row. Well, that means the 5 sees only 1 mine here. I guess I didn't need to know anything about these rows, but these 2 each have 1 left in them. There's 1 mine here only, which means this has to be the other mine the 5 sees. And that gets us the 2, which finishes the puzzle. Okay. A 4. Four's a lot, huh? But it only says that there's at most 2, right? Sorry. There's at least 1 in like these 2 spaces, for example, right? But that doesn't directly give us anything obvious. Likewise, there's at least 1 of these, and like at least, of course. There's at least 2, of these 3, right? Which means there can't be any more in that row. Therefore, there's exactly 2 here. So we can say these are mines and these aren't. And then we can do the same thing with this 4, right? No, because it sees this space as well. But this 3 sees only 1 more mine, which means there's only 1 more here, so there are 2 in this area. And therefore no mines here or here. This 2, what's up with that? Not sure. We have exactly 2 here, which means exactly 1 here. But that's not, I don't think, a useful overlap anywhere. This 2, we have like 2 mines in this area, which... Ah, there we go. Yes, that's what's wrong. This this column is a problem. There's already a mine in the column, and there's at least one of these 2. So we can say there's exactly one of these 2, no mine here and a mine here. That finishes the 4. And this row has been done since we started the puzzle. I could have just filled it in. Whoops. Now this 4 sees a mine here, so this is its last mine. Also, this column is done. Okay, rows. We got to be thinking about rows here. Yes. That needs a mine. That needs to not be a mine. Now I assume I can just click on stuff. Good. 1 and 3, this is the same start we had on the first puzzle. We know the second mine in this row is one of these 2, so it's not this one. We also know this row needs a mine here. This column's finished. We got that 1, 3 set up again on the edge. Row's done. This 3 needs 2 more mines. Yeah, these 3s each need to see 2 mines, which means it has to be the 2 that they share. Easy. Oh, the bottom row is already full. There's only 1 here, which means that's a mine, which finishes the column. The 1 and the 2 interact via Minesweeper. There's a mine here, which finishes the row. 2 mines here means there's at least 1 here, so that's not a mine. And this is. There's 2 in this column, but how does that help me? Ah, I see. Because there's 1 here and 2 in this column, and that's all of our mines. So to finish this row, we need to intersect with... Ah, no, it's because... I was like, I knew that I couldn't need total mine count to get that, but I didn't see what I was missing. The point is this column provides that information that this is a mine more easily. Just click here, because we already have the column finished. Now we can prove more easily that that's a mine, although I did get there. I proved it the other way. So let's try to get through 5 of these before we go see what the pluses are all about. This 4 needs at least 2 here, so none there, and 2 here. This 3? Nothing obvious. This 3, I guess, is maybe interesting. Because I don't think it's quite interesting enough. This 4 puts 2 mines here, which means at least 1 of these is a mine. So at most 1 of these is a mine because of this 3. So this 3 has at least 1 of these. But that's sort of where the trail runs cold and it doesn't help. Oh, let's just click this row, shall we? That'll help. And also this row. Okay, that's an improvement. So 1 of these 2 is a mine because of this 4. But 2 of these 3 are a mine, so this has to be 1. This column's done. This row has only 1 mine here, so that's a mine, finishing the column. One mine here, so that's a mine. Finishing the column again, and now just click shit. Good. Have I... 5 levels of B and E. Did I not do that? Or that was level 4. No, that's 5. I didn't do 5 E's? I only did 3. Oh, okay. Well, let's get in there, I guess. What's E's all about? Oh yeah, this is how many mines it can see in 4 directions. Non-mines including itself. I get so confused about that. But this 4 has to not be a mine because the 3 and the 4 see the same number in their column. This has to be a mine because otherwise the 3 would see 4 things. Now these are non-mines or the 4 would be trapped. This can't be a mine because these 2 4s already see 4 along the row. This is a mine. Because we know there's 3 visible to the 4 in this column, so only 1 should be in its row. This 3 needs here, but not here. 1, 2, at most 3, therefore these are not mines. This 4 is done with whatever this 5 needs in the row. The 6 needs to get at least that high. And then either up or down, but I don't know which yet. The 3 can't be allowed to see this space because then it would also see this one and be over full. Okay. Wait. I thought I had proven... Yes! Okay, this 6 has to not be a mine because it's on the same footing as this 5, which sees 1. So the 6 needs to see more than 1 vertically. Two mines left. Does that help somehow? Maybe. This 4 is done, right? Yes, there we go. This 4 can't get everything it needs from its row because it would overfill the 2. So it needs at least 1 in its column. At least 1 in its row to avoid messing up this 3. 2 can't be allowed to see this 3. So this section's done. This 4... 4 and the 2 look constrained, but they're not quite, I don't think. I was going to say the 4, like, can't... It can only see one of, at most, this square, right? It definitely cannot see this square here. And so there's a little bit less space for it to get vertical visibility from. So shouldn't it force more horizontal? Yes, but I can't prove any specific square, right? We could have something that looks like this, these 3 spaces, or something that looks like this, or something that looks like this. There's nothing in common between all 3 of those cases. Well, this 4, I guess, it can only go up by 1, right? Or it would mess up this 2. And it can only go down by 1, so that's 3. So it has to go right by at least 1. Okay. The 4 needs one of these 2 spaces, but I don't know which yet. At least 1. Maybe it has 2. if we put a mine here? I guess that doesn't really do anything, right? What if we said there's no mine here? The 3 would be finished. So we need mines like that. The 4 wouldn't be allowed to see up here either. So these would be mines. No. The 4 can't see here, so this is a mine, which means these are non-mines. I don't know, that looks possible, right? Put a mine here. This 2 would need a non-mine. And then I guess a mine here, which puts a non-mine there. One, two, three, four, 5, 8. This 4 puts a mine in one of these two, but I don't know which. So the 10th mine would have to be here. Oops. But I think this must be wrong because there's no unique solution anymore. We don't know if the 4 goes up or down. But we're not allowed to depend on uniqueness for our proofs. So I can't say this is all true. Or this is all wrong, rather. Because I started with the assumption that this wasn't a mine. And I derived a contradiction, but one I'm not allowed to use. So there must be some way to prove that this is a mine more directly. Maybe, okay, here's something interesting we can look at. The way this 4 and 3 interact, right? Doesn't one of these two have to be a non-mine? Because if they were both mines, this 4 could see only a total of 3 cells. So that's not possible, right? And if one of these is a non-mine, then only that one of them can be a non-mine, because the 3 is finished. So everything else surrounding the 3 has to be a mine. For example, this. Problem is, I'm not sure what to do once I've learned that. I guess I can also say, if only one of these is a non-mine, the other one's a mine. So isn't the 4 going to have to get one of its cells from here? Because it could get maybe like these 3 and not this, or these 2 and not this. Either way, this isn't a mine. Yes. Good. So, if this 4, it seems important somehow. Because we know that exactly one of these is a mine. But unlike in normal Minesweeper rules, this doesn't let us tell that much about what's going on with this 4, right? Because either it's getting a mine horizontally or it's not. So either it has 2 mines vertically or it has 1. If it has 1, it could be this one or this one. I can't easily prove which one it is. If it has both, it has to be these two. But I don't know that it does have both, so I can't use that for anything obvious that I can see. I think I've already used this information, but I do know that at least one of these two is a mine, because otherwise the 4 and the 2 would connect, which is not allowed. And I think I used that information to say, look, I can't really prove how the 4 goes, right? Because maybe it sees the square, maybe it doesn't. Although... if this isn't a mine, which I think we already proved is false, right? But like using forbidden methods. If this isn't a mine, then we get like this and this and this and this. Wait, no, is that all true? Couldn't I just have... I could have this 4 go up or down. Ah, this breaks the 4. This 4. Okay, let's do this with that in mind now. Because I think I proved... if there's no mine here... then this 3 is finished, so there's no mine here. And this 4 can't be allowed to see the 2, so there is a mine here. It's so confusing thinking of these rules as mines when I'm used to thinking of them as like... I mentioned in the last episode that Oh No is this Android game I play that uses rules like this. But I'm not... it doesn't use them quite the same. And it doesn't call them mines, so I'm constantly getting confused about what I mean to mark something as. Anyway, this 4... yeah... now, this 4 and this 4 see the same number in their row, but a different number in their column, which is impossible. So, we've proven that this is a mine. And therefore, so is this. Now that 3 is finished. This 4 has to go up to at least here. Fuck! I wanted to mark that as not a mine. Alright, whatever. Just keep going. Not a mine? Yes. And then this is a mine, this isn't a mine. I'm just so confused about like what counts for these counters is all, as I have previously discussed. So that goes there and we're done. Okay, it wasn't a perfect, but it allows us to try out these pluses and hashes. So plus 2 random rule sets. And what's hash? Really? Clues can have different rules. The rule of each clue is annotated individually. Wow, okay. That's a little much, actually. Let's try this. Okay. This is a quad, so there's at least 1 in every 2x2 area. And colored cells count double. So, for example, this can't be a mine. Because then this 2 would be finished and there'd be nothing in this quad. A 7? Okay. We know there's at least 1 of these. Do we know that? Hang on. Yes. Not because of the count of the 7, but because it's a quad. So there's at least 1 of these 2. Which means this 2 can't see a mine here, because that would count for all of its 2s. This 4 needs a mine here at least. We need also at least 1 of these 2 mines. I guess that's not as helpful as I thought. Hmm. This 7 sees 2. This would be 5 more. And that would leave the 2 broken. So we can't have all 3 of these be mines. But that's not a very big constraint. If even this one weren't a mine, the 2 could be okay. Quad rules. There's got to be a quad going on somewhere, right? Maybe not? Can we break this 5, actually? Not really. Well... If... no. If we had, like, both of these 2, that would be pretty restrictive, wouldn't it? Because that would finish the 5 without touching the 7 at all. So the 7 would need 5 more from over here, but I guess that's not that hard. Actually... The 7 sees 2 already and needs 5 more. Exactly 5. There's at most 2 here, so there's at least 3 of these? Which means at least one of the gray spaces must be taken, but how does that help? Well... I don't know, it doesn't. This... It seems like this quad is supposed to be important, but it's just not. Because any assignment of mines we give to the 2 is going to have 1 in this quad and 1 in this quad, at least 1. And this 4 is in the same position. Same situation, I guess. Not position as in location, obviously. Maybe I have to ask for a hint here. Obviously, I could just leave it alone and come back later. But I guess I'm going to need some hints on figuring out expert mode at some point. All right, what should I think about? The gray cells that the 7 and 5 do not share, huh? Sure. So I was thinking about this 5 earlier, but I guess I was thinking about this whole group. What if they were all taken? Well, that's impossible. What if 2 of them were taken? But I guess you could also ask, what if this were a mine? Just that by itself. Now, this can't be a mine, and the 7 needs 5 more, which, fair enough, I mean, it can get. And the 2 is finished, and the 4 is finished. I mean, that looks possible, doesn't it? This looks like a valid assignment of mines. So, if I make this not a mine instead, is that somehow a problem? The 5 needs... This looks not very constrained, right? Well, okay, let's try the other way. This 7. It needs to see 5 more, right? And it sees a total of 7 available spaces to put them in. Which means if this weren't a mine, everything else it can see would have to be, right? Like this. And this 5 would need none of these, right? Oh, wait, this 5 is broken. It sees too many. All right, let's try this again and make sure that that was right. So if this isn't a mine, the 7 needs everything else it can see. And that immediately breaks the 5, yes. So this is a mine. And it was pointing at this square too. I guess it's going to be like a problem if this is a mine, probably. Because then this isn't. And the 7 would then need all of these, which again breaks the 5. So it's not the case that this is a mine, right? Yeah. I don't totally understand what should have drawn my attention to these 2 cells. I guess in some sense they're the double mines that are partially shared by 2 touching clues. That are not shared by 2 touching clues, and therefore they have an outsized impact on the interaction between those 2 clues, in a way. This 7... sees 4, so it needs to see 3 more, which means at least 2 of this group of 3 here. Which means this 5 sees at most 1 of all this. But who cares? That doesn't seem very instructive. Okay, I mean, I guess I could try something similar to what I did a minute ago and say these 2 5s are touching, but there's some big gray ones over here which would be impactful if I did something to them, right? So let's say, for example, I made that a mine. That would be pretty instructive, right? These would all have to be non-mines, or else we'd be at 6 here. And we'd have exactly 1 of this region. Let's draw that in red. Which means at most 1 of this region, together with these 2, it puts 2 mines here for sure. And then exactly 2 mines. No, wait. Exactly 1 mine here, and therefore none here. This 7 would then need that. I mean, I'm not seeing why this is impossible. But it certainly does a lot, right? Guessing what this mine was had a large impact. And I guess if I guessed this one, I think I should get the same thing. Because it would still toggle this yellow, and then all this stuff would still follow. Huh. Wait, this is wrong. Because we still need one more mine here. Did I get mixed up? Is this supposed to be the mine? I guess it is. And then none of these. Hey, give me the yellow back. Where the heck is yellow? Is that yellow? Okay. So by guessing this mine, all of this stuff fell out. But that's not a proof. It's just an example of one layout that... No, wait, this 5 is broken now. Something's not going right. I'm not making the right deductions here. Like, maybe I'm proving something wrong, but I'm not noticing it. So let's try again and say that's a mine. These are not. This 5 sees 2 and needs to see 3 more, and it can only see one of these. So there's one of these and nothing here. This 5 sees 3, it needs 2 more. That's these. The 7 needs 1 more, that's here. The 2 is done. And the 4 needs another. Now this 5 is happy, and this 5 is also happy. And this 7 is also happy. So I think I must have just done some false... Yeah, drawn some false conclusion last time I assumed this was a mine. It looks possible. And I think if I started here, I would get something similar, yeah? If I said, oh yeah, that's a mine. Then we have these are not. And this 5 can have at most 1 here and still 2 here. So it needs both of them. And exactly 1 here and therefore nothing here. This 7 needs that, 2 there, 4 here. So yeah, this is the same collection of information. I just switched which of these 2 is a mine. Now, there's a lot of stuff that's the same between both of those universes, but if neither of these is a mine, I haven't really learned anything. This 7 sees at most 2 here, which means there's at least 1 in this area. But that doesn't tell me anything. There's 1 or 2 up here, basically. All right, I guess give me another hint. This cell, huh? Oh my god, I forgot all about the quad rule. I've been here so long. Okay. That's why it pointed out I need to think about the quad rule, this 5, and this cell. Okay, so let's I was looking in the right place. I just forgot one of the rules. Let's try that again. Could this be a mine? We get no mines here and here. The 5 needs 3 more mines, only 1 of them being here. So it gets these 2 and 1 of these. Now this 5 has everything it needs, so it can't put a mine here. Which means in order for this quad to be happy, we need the mine to be there specifically, that these 5s are sharing. And we have to do this, and now this quad is broken. So yeah, this can't be a mine. Neither can this. Right, because of the quad rule on this too. It needs one of these 2 to be a mine. So this can't be both of the mines the 2 sees. Don't we also have a problem with this being a mine? I thought that was going to be a problem. So if we make this a mine, we get no mines here. We need a mine here for the quad rule, and here for the quad rule. This 5 is done now. We end up needing a mine here for the 2, and the 4 is toast. Oh, there was a much easier way to get here. This 4 needs a mine here. Okay, great. That means the 5 can't put a mine here. There's at least one of these two for this 2 and for the quad rule. So this can't be another mine, or the 5 would blow up. Now I know there's exactly one here, so that's a mine for the 2. We need one of these. This has to be a mine for the quad rule here. We know there's one mine here for the 5, but also one mine here for the 7, so this isn't the 7's mine. Now the 2 is done. Done! I did it. Okay, can I do one without help maybe, do you think, before we end this episode? Okay, they're different, completely different rules. I know. What's the deal here? Each cell is either one greater or one less than the actual value. Well, we know this one. Oh, God, and it's connected. I'm so bad at these. Well, this can't be a mine. Wait, what? Oh, orthogonally or diagonally connected. Yeah. So, of course, anyway, this 4 has to be a 3. So we'll just click it and it gets filled in. This one's a 2. This 2 could be a 1 or a 3, so I guess, you know, it's sort of interesting to note that we know these two cells are the same. They're either both mines or both not. And doesn't that give us this 2? Because this 2 is either a 1, in which case these are empty, or a 3, in which case these are full. Either way, it can't have these. What? Oh, no, I'm stupid. Wait, am I stupid? Ah. I am a little stupid, because if this is a 0, that doesn't mean this is also a 0. It could be a 3 with these in. I see. Okay, let's restart. There you go. We're back in business, right where we left off. This cell is not a mine, though, because if it were, we'd need a mine here to get out, and then a mine here to get out, but now this 2 has 4, so that's not a mine. All right. This 2 must be a 1, which means this 2 is a 3, so this is a mine? This 5 can't be a 6, so it's a 4. Okay, but this mine has to get out. Now this 5 could be... No, it can't be a 4, because then these guys would be trapped. It would be completely full. So it must be a 6, which means they're both mines? Good. This 5's a 4, this 2's a 3. These have to connect up. One mine left. Well, it's one of these 2. So this tells me which. Yay! I did one. Oh my god, I hate these. Okay, well, I'm out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.